Welcome to day 2 of
El Camino
All right.
Del Diablo.
El Camino del Diablo. Or Del Camino El del Diablo.
No, it's El Camino del Diablo.
Right. So we're on day number 2 of that. We went about 60 miles day 1 of the 130 miles. If you haven't checked out the earlier video, check that out. And we are going to probably get up towards the end of the trail-ish area and camp out tonight.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Come along on our adventure.
It's morning on day 2, and we are starting out a little early. It's probably about 7:30 this morning. Beautiful sunrise. Peter's just bringing the truck down the hill. It was a beautiful view. A little steep coming down the hill, but nothing crazy. Just moving slowly down the hill. No problems. Woo! Great view of the underside of the truck.
This area looks to be a lake on the map. We're pretty darn close to one. And you can see, don't come through here in the mud. It is really quite a swamp. Oh, we just drove through the rut there. We're driving out of the rut because it's quite rutty. So really bad. Somebody really tore it up coming through here though. My goodness. So it's a bit of a pinstripey type situation with all the trees. It's probably one of the less fun areas. I'm gonna take the side track, I think. Get out of this mess. See if this is a little more open. Oh, maybe not. All right, it opened back up. Now we can cruise at 25 miles an hour. Woohoo! So that's as fast as we go, is 25 miles an hour.
This section of the road actually goes through this really cool wash, and it's really nice through here. The road's pretty smooth. It just has a lot of sand, and then it has this really cool wash area where the water comes down into. And this shelf wall stuff. It's really cool.
We're in the Papago Wash, and it is smooth sailing, butter smooth, sandy, kind of dusty surface, and it's finally wide enough to where we're not getting whacked by bushes every couple feet. And it's great to be able to go and open it up a little bit and enjoy the upcoming mountainsides. Look at all those cool mountains. We're gonna be going through that pass here shortly.
We've been running along the border for a while. You can actually see the wall in the background. And Peter's coming up through this lava area. And you can see the rock is very different through here. It changed from sand. I had a sign back there that said stop dragging to clean the road.
Rocks, woohoo!
You see it's definitely a bit rockier through here. It's a really interesting transition. It just sort of, the sand stopped at that sign and then the rock showed up. We're going to be in the lava rock for a little while as we continue down the side of the border.
And we are approaching a border patrol checkpoint. So I guess if you're smuggling, you should probably
not do that.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Border patrol guy liked our truck. So this road is kind of opened up so you can maintain a nice clip as you kind of go along, and it's got all these little kind of washout bump sections, and it was the funniest thing because there's these old people in a Toyota Highlander. I wish we had the camera on, and I think they saw us, and so they were kind of driving on the side of the road. They hit one of those things, must have been going 15 miles an hour or better, and totally jumped it. It was the most awesome thing. I gave them a thumbs up, but I think they were a little bit shocked that they caught air.
It was really funny.
Another Border Patrol checkpoint, it looks like. A lot of solar setup at this place. Yeah, it looks like they've got, this is a pretty big facility. They've got quite a few trucks here, a lot of equipment, but they don't really have anybody monitoring the road. Section after the second checkpoint is mostly just corrugated road. It's more or less kind of a wide road that seems to be traveled a fair bit more, and it's just kind of a rough go. It's a little less scenic, I would say, probably one of the less scenic sections of the drive. Although right now we're driving through the, I guess it's the mountain pass, kind of cutting through the range here. And I guess we're about 20 miles out from the end of the trail. So we just crossed out of the preserve and the road has become more maintained. Speed limit increased to 30 miles an hour. And I think we have, what, 17 miles? Yeah. We completed El Camino Del Diablo.
Yes.
And it was just shy of 130 miles, start to finish. Now we ran it from Yuma towards Ajo, and you can run it either direction. There are some established campgrounds kind of in the middle, and by established, it's marked for camping, and it's outside the preserve area, so it's kind of a nice spot to stop, but it's a pack it in, pack it out style of camping. Mm-hmm. And I would say the last section from Ajo in, or from the end, the Ajo end section is very boring. So
yeah, it's pretty much a gravel road.
It's a dirt gravel road, and yeah, so there's not a whole lot there, but I think our favorite part was that front section.
Yeah, the first day I really enjoyed exploring the mine, and then I thought the campground we stayed at was the first one from the Yuma side, and it has a little bit more to it to explore, and it's got a building and picnic tables, and I just thought it was a little bit more fun than...
Yeah, there's a monument there. So I think that Yuma side is where you could spend extra time. The rest of it, you know, there's not a lot to see, not a lot going on. You can't even really get off the road, really, because you got preserve on one side and then military, you know, border stuff on the other. So you pretty much are stuck there. Now, we ran our truck at 30 PSI in the front, 35 in the rear, and that seemed to work pretty well for our tires on this track. And we didn't have any problems whatsoever with any of it. There are some sharp rocks and whatnot, so definitely airing down is a good idea to help you out. I think our truck averaged right at 10 miles to the gallon on our trek. So I know a lot of people always ask what our fuel mileage is, so that is where we landed on that. And yeah, it's a fun little track. You know, it's off-road, it's got some good history to it, and some fun stuff to stop off and do and see. So I'd recommend it. Yeah, it's a fun way to drive. Probably not something that we do regularly, but you know, it's just nice to have conquered it. There's definitely some sections that you'll get a lot of tree pinstriping.
That's
and
true.
So if you're really concerned about that, that's something to consider on it. But otherwise, really fun, cool places to camp. We basically just did it in a day and a half. Basically, you could drive the whole thing in a day, absolutely, if you maintain a nice consistent speed of 15 or 20 miles an hour. No problem.
Because we were pretty leisure on the first day. We stopped for a long lunch,
took a nap. So it was really nice. But if you're wanting to just blast it through like most overlander style people do, then you could easily do it in a day. I think it's nice to do it in 2 days, stop off one of the campgrounds. You could take longer, but you know, there's not that much to really see. I mean, unless you're stopping the mine or something. So yeah, it's cool. It's interesting, so worthwhile.
You don't even have to run the lower section which has where we got all the brush, very close encounters. There's a drop in. It's about halfway through the trail.
Yeah, so you can get in and out of the trail at different spots, so you can cut out some of the rougher sections if you want, but if you want to run the whole thing like we did, then you will get into some of that stuff. Sure. So pretty fun. Yeah. We'd recommend if you like kind of overlandy stuff and exploring some of the areas.
Beautiful views. Really
pretty.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next video. Hit the like button. It'll make us feel good. Talk to you later.
Thank you.